Okay, today I'm going to show you some of the modifications I've made to my BMW G310R. Now starting off with the first modification, and that is to actually color code the panels in the cosmic black paint scheme. Now I've got another video on my channel which shows that in more detail, so I won't go into too much detail there. After that, what I did was I actually bought myself another one of these BMW badges. That's a 20mm diameter gel coat badge, which I put on the back there. The next modification which I made is down here. I actually wrapped the exhaust header just in the wrap there. Now, yeah, there's a bit of argument going around that it doesn't really make that much difference. Probably doesn't. I like the look of it. It probably would make a difference if you were to touch the exhaust header when it's nice and hot. You probably wouldn't get as burnt with the wrap on it as you would touching the bare metal. I think it's just a personal preference type thing. Anyway, I kind of like the look of it. The other modification I made for these bar ends. Now these are the Rizoma bar ends. What I had to do was I had to get some thread adapters that went from M8, which is the screw which is used for the BMW bar ends, down to the down to M6, because these are M6 screws which come with the Rizoma bar ends. Another small little modification, this side reflector. I took the original ones off and I just had these stick-on side reflectors. It actually came with a Bell Custom 500 helmet, and I think they actually look quite nice there instead of the the normal orange plasticky reflectors that come with the bike. Now the lights, I've actually changed that. I don't know if you can see it there. The park lamp, I've changed that to an LED lamp. It's a Philips 194 LED. So it's a T4 connection in case you're interested. I've also changed the actual headlight. Now that one there is the Osram Night Racer 110, and that's probably about twice as bright as the standard globe that comes with the bike. And as per my previous video, I've also put a larger horn in there. That's the Hella Strong Tone S90 horn. So that's the other modification that I've made. And the final modification, well, not the final modification, no. I've actually put the LED indicators on. Now I got these off eBay for around about $50, 50 Australian dollars, including postage, and I think they look much better than the stock standard indicators. And it took me about an hour to get the back ones in, because you do have to take off the handles, take off the side panels. Now with this side panel here, you can take that off. You don't need to take off that lock cable that's inside. You can actually take the panel and just put it on top of here once it seats off, of course. Underneath there are a couple of screws here. There's two screws here that hold it in place. Those two can be left in place, and there's 6 others. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 other screws there. They can be released, and then this can actually pop down enough so that you can actually undo the old indicators and put the new ones on. Now, in one of my previous videos, I showed you the socket, well, not the place where a socket goes for the auxiliary power. Now I don't know why you'd want to put something there, because you'd have to route whatever kind of cable to whatever part of the bike you want to go to. The other problem is as well, the BMW use a power let socket, which is a little bit smaller than the cigarette lighter socket. That would fit in there, and then if you actually wanted power from it, you'd have to get some other kind of adapter which plugs into it and then route the power to wherever you needed it. Now what I've done is I've put a USB socket in there, so that's right next to the key cylinder. If we just undo that, you can see it's got the waterproof cover on it, and there's the socket there. I've got a quad lock mount there to which I can mount my phone, and this one here, there's probably about 15 centimeters of cable that goes down in there and actually joins up to the auxiliary power which is behind the front headlight. Now you can get a plug for that. The plug is an MCON 1.2 millimeter plug, in case you're interested. I couldn't find one, so I ended up splicing into the auxiliary power cable just behind the actual plug, and that works a treat. It's only on when the bike is switched to on. And those are all of my modifications. So I hope this has provided you with a bit of information, and you know, you might go off and do some of these modifications yourself. If you have any questions or want to leave a comment, please feel free to do so. In one of my next videos I might show you the USB socket in more detail so that you can do something similar to your bike as well. Okay, take care, see you soon.